One thing people don't realize about Arizona is just how diverse the climate can be. If it's too hot, drive 2 hours. It'll be cold. If it's too cold, drive 2 hours and you can be hot. This morning, I was at my house in Tucson in the low desert. Today's high was going to be 105. Drive a few hours, and I'm in Alpine forest where today's high is 68. Arizona's a really special place. It's been a pretty incredible winter here. One of the snowiest in the history of the Southwest, at least recorded history. The Arizona Snow Bowl up in Flagstaff got almost 400 inches of snow. I'm not sure what the totals are here, but I know there's still snow in the higher elevations that we have to deal with, and we'll be seeing tomorrow. But everything is so green. Just getting out of a really bad drought, and this has been a blessing for Arizona. Everything is bright green. It almost looks like spring up here. I guess it kind of still is. There you are, about 3.5 miles in. Made it to the banks of the Little Colorado River, which has its headwaters here on Mount Baldy. I met another hiker named Rashad. He's from Saudi Arabia, so we've been hiking together for about 1.5 miles or so. But it's beautiful up here, and got another 3 miles to go to camp, and then it'll probably be bedtime. Well, that's where we're going up to tomorrow. It looks like there's still a bit of snow up there, especially in the woods. Maybe we'll make a snowman tomorrow. Well, the day is over. I just had dinner at two mountain houses. And though the sun isn't fully down yet, it is getting cold. I think it's going to be in the mid to high 30s. And I think I might be the only person on this mountain, which is a little eerie. And I'll tell y'all a story. I used to be terrified of sleeping in the woods by myself. Just terrified. Every time I heard a noise, my brain goes, it's a bear or it's a coyote. Something's going to eat you. And I guess, you know, your brain just makes those connections. And but after I hiked the Appalachian Trail, I spent a lot of time out in the woods, and I didn't really camp alone much on the Appalachian Trail. And but I found one day I was in the White Mountains in New Hampshire, and I was just doing night hiking, and I camped, and I had this realization like I ain't scared to be out here at night anymore. So that's pretty cool. And I probably spent 6 nights, this month by myself out in the backcountry. So it's really exciting. This might be the most remote I've ever been. But we're going to stay out here, look at the stars, and then tomorrow we play in the snow. So that'll be exciting. Oh, well, I didn't sleep very well last night. I don't know if it was the altitude or the fact that I had my tent set up on this ever so slight incline, but it was very noticeable. I kept sliding down, but there wasn't much else to camp here. But it was a cool spot, and I did sleep, just not very well. So let's continue. Even though it's still cool, gotta take this jacket off. Once you start climbing, it gets a little warm. Um, this area of Arizona, the White Mountains, the Apache Sitgreave National Forest, is one of the wettest and coldest places in Arizona. In fact, a few miles from here at Holly Lake, the lowest temperature ever recorded in Arizona was recorded at negative 40 Fahrenheit. And the precipitation in this area can exceed 40 inches a year, most of that being in the form of snow. And then you have the monsoons, the North American monsoon in the summer that adds to that. And that's why it kind of looks more like Pacific Northwest than Arizona up here. And I'm telling you, it's beautiful. It's a big change from down in the desert and just really shows the diversity of this state. Well, here we are, almost to the top, starting to get into the snow. We're at about 11,100 feet. The peak's just ahead, and then I'm taking a break. And I'm telling you, started to get a little rough once we passed the top. Uh, Trail's getting super snowy. I lost it a few times. I mean, we're dealing with snow patches that are 4 or 5 feet deep covering the trail. I mean, it's okay here in this meadow, but I'm sure it's going to pick up again. We're on our way down. We got about 5 miles to go to get to the car. We're out in the snow. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, just that one section. The biggest problem has been climbing over all the blowdowns. So now that we're starting to get down in elevation, hopefully we'll get away from, I mean, it was gnarly at some points, just crawling tree after tree, trying to get over them. But we're on our way down. That's where we hiked up through yesterday. All those beautiful grassy areas and meadows near the river. And then we came up all the way around. Tree almost went down. A few miles out, I have to tell you, this is probably the most beautiful trail in Arizona. I mean, there's nothing like this. This is incredible. I mean, this is probably one of the best hiking experiences I've ever had. And coming back. Definitely coming back. Well, here we are. Yesterday we looped off in that direction, and today we come in from this direction. 15.8 miles are some of Arizona's most incredible terrain. It's beautiful. It's one of the more rewarding hiking experiences I've had. Anyways, signing off.